From each happily ever after, every wish upon a star. Let's break down the movies that shaped who we are. From memory lane to now and everything in between. The most famous of films to the ones we've never seen. Decade by decade, all the times we laughed and cried. And with a little pixie dust, they will all take flight. Reliving the feelings, and we're trying our very best. And if they mean the same to you, please be our guest. So hop aboard, we would love to have you as we hang with a certain mouth, the whole gang too. If you love nostalgia stuff, we hope this does the trick. Thanks for joining us as we deep dive the magic.
Hi, and welcome back to the Deep Diving the Magic podcast. I'm KJ.
And I am Jeffrey, and we are back today with the final film of the year 1978, the 137th Disney feature-length film from July the 5th of the year 1978. It is a film called Hot Lead and Cold Feet. Hot Lead and Cold Feet, again, besides being the final film of 1978, is the return of Don Knotts, Jim Dale, Jack Elam, and Darren McGavin for people that we've seen so far in our films. But would you like to start us off with a synopsis about Hot Lead and Cold Feet, number 137?
This saga of the Old West involves twin brothers who compete for possession of a rickety cow town founded by their father, while a crooked mayor tries to put an end to the competitors so that he can inherit the town himself.
And everybody's just played by the same person, pretty much.
Well, just the twins.
And the father.
Well, yeah, I thought the father was the father.
But he's played by the same guy.
Oh, the twins?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
'Cause he did not look like himself at all to me.
He plays them all.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
So, opening thoughts on Hot Lead and Cold Feet? Or opening trivia or any of that fun stuff?
Yeah, I have some opening trivia. So, even though in promotional material for this film, Don Knotts is like a prominent figure on all the promotional stuff that they had for it. He's not really a very prominent character. He really just had like a supporting role.
Mhm.
It's
a good role, though.
Yeah. And then Eli Bloodshy, one of the twins, I guess, number 11 Iron Donkey train seen in this film is now located at the Big Thunder Railroad at Disneyland in Anaheim, California.
Yeah, so like when you're in the queue for Disney World, and like there's always those like hidden things throughout it. Like this is for this. Like it's just like something else in the queue there for this. Yeah.
We did not ride that when we were there, though.
It was close.
So we did not get to see that.
'Twas not so bad.
And then it is one of the first of the two consecutive Disney comedies, Western comedies, with Don Knotts in it. And it was the second.
Consecutive?
Yeah, for Disney Western
Oh,
comedies.
Westerns. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one was The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again in 1979.
It's coming up,
yeah. So it also is the 99th live action
Wow.
film. We're getting there. Produced by Disney, and the name for the long distance obstacle course that we see here is the Bloody Bloodshy Trail. And I thought, what a terrible last name.
Bloodshy?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't pick it.
Anyway.
I have some facts.
Okay.
So this film was released as the double bill with the wonderful reprint of The Wind in the Willows part
I think I saw that, but
of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. So the Mr. Toad wrote again.
yeah, I think I saw that and I just didn't
And then,
mention it.
want to feel old,
Sure.
as we've watched 137 of these films.
Mhm.
Do you know who the associate producer was on this film?
I did not pay attention.
Kevin Corcoran. Moochie himself is old enough to be an associate producer on this film.
Okay.
So that just means that we've watched far too many of these.
Hmm.
But
Yes, circle now.
so Moochie is the associate producer. If you don't know who that is,
Yeah.
go back a bunch of years and watch some of these things that we've talked about so far. But
Mhm.
this is the final film of the year 1978, which means that they didn't make any films in the back half of the year, pretty much. But it is film number 137. Would you like to dive right in?
Sure.
All right, so we start off during the opening credits, as we so often do. There is a horse and carriage riding through a field. It is a very windy day. There is frontiersmen who we meet this elder frontiersman who says that he only has 2 days left to live, and talks about how even though people only know him to have one boy, he actually has two boys. And everyone's talking to him like, well, who are you going to leave your inheritance to? And he's like, well, I'm going to make them compete for this inheritance
Mhm.
because I actually have two boys. And I guess the two boys are nothing like each other. One is a Wild West guy, and one is a preacher dude.
Mhm.
And then what does he do? He falls off the cliff because it's a very windy day. So we think that that's the end of it. We then cut to a man singing in the town. That's the one son. I guess his name is Eli, you said, right? He's like
The preacher?
yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah,
preacher is Eli. The other one's uh Billy.
Billy. So we cut to Eli singing in the town.
Mhm.
He receives a telegram from his father that his father has found him and lost him all in one letter. So basically, he has a father after not knowing that for all these years, but his father has passed away. So he has found his father and lost his father all in one letter.
Perfect.
He is also talking to two orphan. Sorry, he is going to take his two orphan children with him. So basically, he has like these two kids that he like takes care of in the parish.
Mhm.
They're coming with him. Um, we then cut to this gunslinger, who I guess his name is Billy, Billy the brother, who is shooting cups off of people's heads, completely separate. He's just a Wild West dude. Um, so on the journey, the nice brother Eli and his two children friends begin their journey via stagecoach to and claim their inheritance. But everybody that he runs into mistakes him for his brother and is nervous around him.
Mhm.
So the drivers mistake him for the brother.
Which is super weird because they did look alike.
Well,
They
they are
didn't
played
look
by the
that
same
alike.
person. But the coach gets ambushed. A bunch of hijinks ensues. Um, Basically, there's a lady who, like we run into this lady. They end up causing her wagon to crash off course. But there we are. What per date? Okay. With the town, we learn of the contest for the inheritance, like we talked about earlier. But they arrive at the same time that there's a shootout in the town, and there's just a bunch of hijinks going on. Everybody's confused on who is who, basically. They're like, which brother are you? Which brother are you? There's just a bunch of nonsense going on.
Mhm.
Anything you want to talk about
No.
as you play with the cat, as opposed to paying any attention to this lovely podcast? um, the twins do finally meet before the contest. There's a bunch of hijinks. Eli says that he wants to stay and use the money to build a church. Um, and the other brothers like
Not happy about that.
not having it. But then, right before the things start, um, we see somebody like watching the hijinks and the race begin from far away. And who is it? It's the father. The father returned from falling off of the cliff, and he's like, "Oh, I just want to see what happens. I don't want anybody to know that I'm alive. I just want to see my sons interact with each other and do this wacky racer kind of game."
Wacky racer kind of game.
Well, what else do you want to consider it?
I would have not pegged it as wacky.
No, but the Wacky Racers was that TV show. I was saying it was a TV show.
Yeah, I don't think I would have compared to that
Yeah.
still, but sure.
Anything else you got here?
No.
All right. So the townsfolk are trying to basically the townsfolk have this plan that they're going to sabotage this race because they had updated the will to state that if nobody wins, then they get the money, right? Like there's like this bad dude who
The
gets
mayor.
money. The mayor.
That's yeah. So it's not really the town folk that
Well, no, he like hires the townfolk to like help him.
Well, yeah, he has his like little henchman.
Yeah, because if nobody wins the race,
Mhm.
he gets the money because he's in charge of the estate.
Mhm.
Um, the there's the teacher lady that ran off the course earlier. She is now taking a liking for Eli. She kisses him good luck. The race begins, but Eli begins by going the wrong way as his train car has been tampered with. So basically, they're racing on like, I guess they're train cars. Is that like the right word for it when you're like on a train and you're like in like the little thing and you're like
Yeah, I don't really know what that's called. Is it an iron donkey?
probably,
Is that what that is?
probably.
Okay.
So like the
I'll
little
look
like
it up
race
and
cart that
Google
you like
that.
pump the handle and it goes and stuff. Well, his was tampered with and his goes the wrong way. There's a bunch of hijinks occurs. People are trying to stop him from making any progress, so he thinks that everyone's against him. But he has a few supporters that help him back on track. A lot more nonsense occurs during this race.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought.
well, this is a Steam one, but yeah, the one you would do that with
Yeah.
is well, now we know. Now it all makes sense. Maybe I should have looked that up earlier.
So there's, as I say, a lot going on. There's just a lot of nonsense going on. They're switching the tracks, causing Eli to again go the wrong way. He ends up going through native lands. He falls off a cliff like his father did. There's a Goofy yell off the cliff, so add one to our Goofy counter that we don't actually have.
Hmm.
Eli ends up in the rapids on the river, again going the wrong way. Um, but things aren't going well for
Billy.
Billy either. There's like, he's running into a bunch of hijinks either as well. So then the father guy, he's like, I have a hunch of who's behind this. Um, so he's like, I need to look into this to see what's going on. But then meanwhile, Eli finally gets out of the river, but then he ends up getting drunk. Just his random people get him drunk or whatever.
Part of the henchman.
The henchmen. The henchmen get him drunk. But he's a preacher, so he has no idea what's going on.
He's like, oh, it's river water.
Um,
Fancy water.
but then they end up admitting, like the henchmen end up admitting to the plan to get rid of him and Billy, and the orphans overhear the plan. Um, there's a bunch of more attempts to take the brothers out. There's some nonsense involving walking on a tightrope randomly.
Well, the other brother climbed across, like underneath it with his hands, which I think is technically how you were supposed to do it. But Eli was drunk, so I guess he decided the best way to go across it was to tightrope walk. So that's how that happened.
Yeah, so we're back on the race, and you'll never guess that there's some more nonsense going on.
The dad showed up
Mhm.
though because Eli almost got killed by the henchmen because they were going to cut the rope. And his dad's like, well, I want to help you, but I can't. And then the kids and the lady, the teacher lady, came to help Eli because they also realized, like you said, that something fishy is going on.
Ooh, something fishy
And
going on.
they go to save Eli and they whack the dad in the head because they thought he was one of the henchmen hired by the mayor. And then back to you.
Yeah, so there's just a bunch of chaos. Like you said, the orphans and the teacher come to the rescue, but then they end up causing the dynamite to be activated.
Yeah.
Um, and things just start to get nerve-wracking because everyone's nervous about the dynamite going off.
Yeah. So the dynamite goes off.
Mhm.
But Eli at that point didn't think he was going to win the race, so he was at least trying to save his brother.
Yep.
And he's trying to warn him. And
Which actually
by
causes,
pure accident, the thing, a tree branch or something hits the dynamite
Mhm.
lever and it makes it activate.
yeah. So then but throughout all this, the brothers do reunite, like you said, and they decided that they're going to come together despite the people plotting against them.
Yeah, so Eli tells them the plan that they figured out.
They approach the finish line. Everyone's shocked.
Mhm.
Eli crosses the finish line. But then right as he crosses the finish line, the bad guy, Ragsdale, I think his name was, right? What was his name?
I think
Something like
it's
that.
Ragland, but I think they might have called him Rags.
Yeah. He escapes. But then we learn that it was actually Wild Billy dressed as Eli, and then there's some more hijinks that come up, and they work together to stop this guy, right?
Mhm.
There's this whole new chase that ensues, which has been happening this whole film. But they catch him, they win. They decide that they're going to share the money and use it to better the town. There's a new school and a new church. They're going to adopt the orphans. And then the father, as we approach the end of this convoluted race, the father watches on as the whole town celebrates. And they're like, "All right, does that mean that you know, can go away peacefully? Like n nobody knows that you're here. You got what you wished for." And he's like, "Oh no, it's time for me to move on." He says, "I have to go see my daughters in a different town." So
Well, not the whole town saw him. It was
yeah,
really only
that's what
like
I'm saying. Nobody saw him. So
the
like,
guy that was working with him.
well, yeah, well,
And
he was with them the whole time.
but then somebody had seen him earlier
Hmm.
and they thought they were making it up. And then when he rides off, I don't remember what Don Knotts' character was, saw him at the end and then
Yeah,
was like, wait,
yeah, he thinks he was
you know.
drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, he says, "No, I have to go see my daughters in a different town," admitting that he has more children to do more chaos
Hey,
to.
that sounds like they're twins as well.
So that's the end of the film. I know we kind of flew through it because this film in general kind of flew through, and what a way to end 1978 with I have no idea.
Hot lead and cold feet.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. But it was a film.
Yeah.
It Disney Westerns.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a fan of Disney Westerns, but okay. Um, so IMDb rated this a 6.1 out of 10.
Okay.
I rated it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't the worst. It definitely was not the best. I will not be watching it again, but I can say I watched it.
It's true. So what did you make it on a list upon a star? Did it win your race?
No, it did not.
So then what is your through the year 1978? So from the year 1937 all the way through the year 1978, 137 films.
Mhm.
What is your list upon a star?
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 101 Dalmatians, The Parent Trap, Sleeping Beauty, Dumbo, The Apple Dumpling Gang, The Strongest Man in the World, Napoleon and Samantha, Snowball Express, and The Jungle Book.
Yeah, so I'm happy that we've made it through another year. We're quickly approaching a new decade, but this also does not make my list upon a star. It is staying the same because this film just is kind of something that happened. But it is 101 Dalmatians at number one. At number two, The Rescuers. At number three, Mary Poppins. At number four, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. At number five, Peter Pan. At number six, Robin Hood. At number seven, Alice in Wonderland. At number eight, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. At number nine, Peach Dragon. And number 10 on the chopping block is Babes in Toyland. But what comes to an end for a year starts a new year. So our next film, film number 138, the first film of the year 1979. As we quickly approach the end of the 70s, we have a few more films of the year 1979. A film that was released in February of 1979. It is a film that I look forward to watching and talking about. Um, yeah, it's another live action film, and it's called The North Avenue Irregulars. That's right. Have you heard about it? Let us know. The North Avenue Irregulars, we're going to talk about next time as we dive into the year 1979. But you can come talk to us. We are on Instagram. We are on Spotify and YouTube where you can watch this lovely thing take place. Thank you for all of your Spotify wraps. I wonder how we sit for the year. Um, yeah, Mr. Andy has a band told me he was in the top 3%, which is wild because who's in the top higher percent than him? Who knows? But either way, thank you for hanging out with us as we continue on the holidays. If you would like to write to us about this film and about how we missed anything, or about how you really liked it, or about the Jim Dale playing all the same people, um, deep dive in the magic pod at gmail.com. If you haven't already, we have this really fun deep dive, probably the deepest of dives that we did recently as a bonus episode where we ranked every single thing at Walt Disney World from 100 to number one. Did we agree? Absolutely not. Please feel free to watch that and let us know your favorites at Walt Disney World. But yeah, otherwise we will see you next time for film number 138 as we dive into the year 1979. Again, that film is called The North Avenue Irregulars.
Thanks for deep diving the magic. Bye.